Hey guys, I'm the Lockpicking Patrolman, and today I am hoping that I will be able to help all of you through the dreaded pin stuck in the Bible malfunction of an ABUS 83 core. So, to explain what I'm talking about, if you've searched this video and you're not one of my regular subscribers, then I will assume that you've already found out what I'm talking about. If you're also familiar with this lock, then you should also know what I'm talking about. However, I'm going to show a couple of ways of preventing this from happening. You can see that I am a collector of ABUS 83 locks. And I love these locks because they are so versatile, and even though the cores from the factory are not that great as far as picking resistance, they are still fun. And again, like I said, they can be very versatile. So just to generalize, what we have normally in an ABUS 83 series padlock is a snowman type core. You insert the key, turn the key, and the shackle pops open. Now, if you need to rekey the lock, or if you're a lock sporter and you have picked the lock open, you can simply go down the shackle hole, remove the retaining screw with a Phillips head screwdriver, and then pull the core out. Once you pull the core out, you will notice on the back that there is this little spring-loaded pin at the rear of the barrel. Now that pin has been called a detent pin, it's been called a limiter pin, etc., etc. I believe that it is intended to limit the rotation of the actuator that's here on the back, because ABUS has included the quick shackle change feature in their locks, meaning that once you open up a padlock, you can take a broadhead screwdriver, insert it to where the core would normally be, get it between the actuators, turn it, and remove the shackle. You can then replace this long shackle with a shorter one, such as on this lock, or replace a brass shackle with a stainless steel. There are several other videos on that. I know Hobby Picker from the UK has featured that in a separate video, so I won't go into any more depth on that. However, what we are concerned with is the fact of when you are taking this core apart, that limiter pin can get stuck. And it can get stuck in several different ways. The first way is if you rotate the core clockwise, as such, while you're gutting, it may get stuck in one of these bottom holes, thus preventing you from pulling the core out or turning it any further. This is a simple fix because you can take a broken pick or even just a paper clip, push that pin in, and return the core to its regular position, or insert a shim through the back of the lock to trap the driver pins and continue with gutting. Now, some of the cores that are available for the ABUS 83 series don't have this potential problem. For instance, the kick adapter or key and knob cylinder adapter doesn't come with, is different than what your standard core is. And therefore, when you insert a kick cylinder into an ABUS 83 with the actuator attached to the back of it, in theory you can rotate this cylinder all the way to facilitate the release of the shackle from the lock body. It does not have the limiter pin on it, so you won't have to worry about this problem. Also, the ABUS 83 comes in an interchangeable core style, and when using the regular operating keys, you can see that you insert it, the lock opens, you can close it back, and remove the key. No worries about the shackle dropping out. If you insert the control key, you can turn it only about 5 or 10 degrees, remove the core and the actuator, swap it out for a differently keyed one, and you're back in business. Also, the Australian and New Zealand version of the ABUS 83 comes with this core. However, you can see several differences right off the bat. The first being that there's no pinning window on the side of it. Also, there is no limiter pin in place. The last difference is on the back of the core. The actuator is vertical instead of horizontal, and it's affixed with 2 Phillips head screwdrivers. I've covered this in a separate video before. The only worry with this core is that it has the access holes which were used during manufacturing to drill down the individual chambers, which if you rotate your key, you can see that it actually produces all of the key pins. So just be careful if you have one of these cores that you don't rotate it 180 degrees while holding it that way. So let's get back to the problem of having the pin stuck in the core. Now, I've shown you guys basically what can happen with the pin being stuck in the window. Also, if you have a C6A or chamber 6 access model core, on the top of chamber 6, you will have a little brass plate, and you can simply just slide that out of the way. And if the limiter pin that we've been talking about is stuck in chamber 6, you simply reach down with a broken pick, a paper clip, or other instrument. You can push that pin back into place and rotate the core to its proper position. However, if you have moved the core past chamber 6, as we can see with this core, it has 2 chambers outside of the core, then you may be in trouble. My solution, which is different than all of the drilling or filing solutions, simply relies on a little brute force. You take a pair of channel locks, or if you have a heavy bench vise, you can mount it in that. Then you take a pair of vice grips, grasp the plug that is protruding from the front of the lock, anchor down, and twist slowly, not hard, but just twist it with enough force, enough torque, that it will actually shear off the soft brass pin that has given us so much trouble. Now you can see this lock has been through this before, and you can see that there's still a tiny bit of that pin left. And the reason why I recommend holding the rest of the body still while rotating the plug clockwise is so that it will still help in limiting the travel of the pin. However, this one has been sheared off quite a bit. I actually used a little more force on it than what I have in the past when I was shooting this video. So that is my solution. You've seen the damage to the pin. I'll show you the damage on this core, which is it was keyed to these keys which do say Primus. However, this is not an actual Primus core. It's just a standard ABUS 83 core. And you can see, if I can get the camera to focus, how the walls between 2 of the chambers have been broken loose. However, the lock does still function. I normally do have this lock pinned up. However, I unpinned it just so that I could show you that damage for the purposes of this video. Anyway, guys, this is the solution that I found for fixing this problem. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you're wondering of different ways to avoid this problem, to start with, I will first say that if you have an older core with the actuator permanently affixed to the back of the plug, use a hollow follower when you're gutting the lock. If you have a newer one, then make sure you remove the actuator, use a solid follower for the plug, and always keep it turned clockwise. Also, don't try to get these or reassemble them if you have small children, wild animals, or if you've been consuming picking juice. So, again, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I hope this video is helpful to everyone. And as always, have a great day.